back everybody to Cruising Complete.
In today's video, we're going to be discussing the top things to do before your cruise. Lots of tips, tricks, but before we get started, everybody please go hit the subscribe button, like the video. Subscribing is totally free, costs absolutely nothing, but you'll get notified of future videos and stuff like that from subscribing to our channel. Thank you very much.
Tip number 1, download the app. You can find your app for your particular cruise line in the App Store. The app has many different features that you can use prior to your cruise, and there will also be more features once you board the ship.
Tip number 2, research your ship prior to your cruise. Some ways of doing this is by looking on the app for your specific cruise line and going through the deck plans. Another way of doing this is simply going on YouTube and searching for the ship tours and reviews of that particular ship.
Tip number 3, thing to do before your next cruise. Buy travel insurance. This is one of the most overlooked things that people don't think about. Number 1, it's very affordable. If anything happens prior to your cruise that you need to cancel, if something medically happens, travel insurance is going to cover it. You can get the travel insurance directly through the cruise line. A lot of travel agents offer it, or you can book it independently yourself. Like I said, it's very reasonable. If you get on the ship, something happens, you need to go to the medical on the ship, it'll be covered under that travel insurance. If you get to a port, something happens, you're stuck at the port, the insurance is going to cover you. So make sure you buy travel insurance prior to boarding your ship.
Tip number 4, buy your drink and photo packages prior to your cruise. These typically will run 30 to 50% cheaper than the prices on board. If you already bought the drink and photo package and you find it at a cheaper price, you may call and cancel and rebuy it at that price. Number 5, make copies of your licenses, your credit card, and your passports and keep them in your stateroom in the safe. That way, if you lose any of this information, you will have a copy as a backup in your stateroom.
Tip number 6, research the ports you will be visiting. There will be short excursions on the app, and on TripAdvisor they have reviews of the ports you will be visiting.
Tip number 7, join the Facebook Cruise Critic groups for your particular sailing. This is a great way to meet people prior to getting on the ship. You can plan events like slot pulls together, you can do pub crawls, different activities, meetups when you get on the ship. It's a great way to make friends. You can go to dinners. I've met so many people by joining these Facebook groups, etc., prior to boarding your cruise.
Tip number 8, online check-in. This is typically available 3 to 30 days prior to your cruise. Tip number 9, pay your gratuities. This can be done prior to your cruise so that way you will not have an unexpected bill at the end of your trip.
Tip number 10, print out your luggage tags. These are typically available 30 days prior to your cruise. You print them out, attach them to your luggage, and when you get to port, you hand your bags to the baggage handlers.
Tip number 11, look for a cruise compass from a previous cruise. Go on Google, type in the name of your ship, cruise compass, name of your ship, cruise planner. It's going to pull up the daily activities log from a previous cruise on that particular ship. That way you can pull it up, look at it, get a general idea of some of the daily activities that they're going to have on board. Now these change with every cruise. They're not set in stone or anything like that, but you can get a general idea of the activities they're going to have, the belly flop competition, the different trivias and whatnot.
Tip 12, make cruising ducks. If you are not sure what cruising ducks are or how to make them, you can check out our other video all about cruising ducks. Tip number 13, book your shows. Some ships allow you to book your shows and entertainment prior to your cruise.
Tip number 14, research your theme nights. They're going to have nights on the cruise such as 70s night, 80s night, or white night. This way you can research it and pack accordingly to what you want to dress on those nights.
Tip number 15, pack a carry-on bag to take with you. In this bag you're going to want to put all your important documents such as your passport, your set sail pass, stuff that's going to be required for you to get on board. So that way you have somewhere on you that you can keep that. Because you're not going to have your luggage with you, you're going to hand that to the baggage handlers when you get on board. So you're going to want this bag to have anything you're going to need for the first few hours. If you want to go swimming at the pools, put your bathing suit in there, and maybe your sunscreen, your sunglasses, stuff like that, stuff you're going to need the first day prior to getting your luggage in your cabin later in the afternoon.
Tip number 16, take small bills with you so you can tip bartenders and buy stuff in ports.
Tip number 17, pre-register your kids for the Kids Club. A lot of ships allow you to do this ahead of time so that way it is not such a hassle when you get on board.
Tip number 18, buy your lanyards. It's much cheaper if you buy it prior to your cruise rather than on board. Also, buy this little sleeve. You can put your set sail pass in this because some cruises don't allow you to puncture holes in it.
Tip number 19, arrive the day before of your cruise. You do not want to be trying to arrive and fly in the morning of your cruise, your flight get canceled, something happens. It's much easier to arrive at the port the night before, spend the night in a hotel, you're already there.
Tip number 20, let your credit card company know that you are traveling so they don't shut down your credit card.
Tip number 21, book your spa treatments ahead of time. You will find it to be a lot cheaper than it is when you get on board.
Tip number 22, do not park at port. Find off-site parking with shuttle service. It will be a lot cheaper.
Tip number 23, research dining options before you get on board. There's going to be a lot of venues to eat at on board. Some of those venues are included, some of them are an extra charge. You can also book a dining package if you would like before you get on board for the specialty restaurants. Also important to make sure you let the cruise line know of any dietary restrictions or allergies that you may have before you board, so that way the chefs can have an idea and to make sure that you don't have any issues with that on board.
Tip number 24, refill your prescriptions. Make sure you at least have 2 weeks worth just in case something would have happened as you getting stuck at port.
Tip number 25, probiotic vitamin gummies. Buy some of these ahead of time, take them with you on your cruise. A lot of times on a cruise, you're going to eat a lot of foods that you typically wouldn't eat at home. You're going to be trying different things. You never know when it may mess with your GI tract, and nobody wants to spend their entire cruise in a bathroom. So buy some probiotic gummies, take those with you. You'll enjoy your trip a lot more.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
We hope these tips will help you on your next cruise.
Make sure to subscribe, it's free,
And like,
and comment down below.
and turn on post notifications. Also, join our Facebook group, Cruising Complete. We post all of our videos on there and new information regarding cruises.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.